Hello, my name is Dr. Greg Symko, and how can we help our sleep? Well, one of the things, or you have to look at sleep at several different viewpoints, or how or what trouble you're having sleeping. Are you having trouble getting to sleep, or are you having trouble staying asleep, waking up in the middle of the night and not being able to sleep again, or get back to sleep? Well, both of those are different. They have different problems and different ways of solving them. The problem of sleeping or not getting to sleep can be solved by various ways. You can look at what you're doing before you go to bed. One of the things that we always tell people is that, listen, if you're an hour or so before bed, don't watch TV. Don't do exciting things. Don't exercise before you go to bed. Don't have caffeine before you go to bed. Don't work on the computer before you go to bed. Some of the things that are really good to do before going to bed is actually reading. And here's an interesting thing. Don't read in bed. Read in a different place. Make bed your sleep and the other activities in another room. So trying to get the sleep, what you can do to help is don't watch TV, don't work on the computer, don't check your email. A good hour before you go to bed or you're scheduled to go to bed, just sort of read, low-level lighting, and do activities that actually calm you as opposed to excite your brain. Because things like high-frequency activity, such as computers, TVs, high-frequency music, or exercise, actually wake your brain up. And if your brain is woken up, it's hard to get to sleep. Now, another type of thing you could do, a snack, a midnight snack, or a snack before you go to bed, is something that's not sugary, something that is not a carbohydrate. In other words, a protein snack, a good high-quality protein. It can actually be meat of some sort, or it could be a nut or cheese if you can have cheese. Something that actually is a protein source as opposed to a sugar or carbohydrate source. And that leads us into the other type of sleep problem where you actually wake up and you can't get back to sleep and wake up. What you want to do there is, typically that's a sign that your body is craving something. It's craving a food. If you wake up in the middle of the night or after a few hours of sleep, that means your body is actually starved for energy, and it wakes up your brain and you're woken. What you can do for that is you reduce the amount of sugar in your diet. Hypoglycemia, which is actually abnormal blood sugar levels, too low blood sugar levels, is linked to eating too much sugar. So if you increase the amount of protein in your diet, reduce the amount of sugar or carbohydrates, and that's sugar across the board, not just soda and not just sugary drinks like apple juice, but fruit. There are certain fruits that are way too sugary. Oranges and melons and bananas have way too much sugar in them. Stone fruits like peaches and plums and cherries are a lot better for you. And when you have a protein with that, it's even better. So when you're looking at trying to improve your blood sugar levels, which will actually help you sleep through the night, reducing the amount of sugar you take in will actually help the sugar levels in your body, because when you eat a lot of sugar, your body tries to get rid of it out of your bloodstream, and it increases the insulin way too high, and then that insulin, which is what actually causes blood sugar to be taken out of the blood, stays chronically high, and you are chronically low in blood sugar. And that actually, when in the middle of the night, your body runs out of energy and you wake up and you have to eat. You don't necessarily have to be hungry at the middle of the night, but what happens is your brain wakes up saying, geez, I need something to put in there and feed it, because your brain needs energy. So here's two different types of sleep problems. One, you can't get to sleep. You solve that by reducing the amount of stimulation you get before you go to bed. And the other one is waking up in the middle of the night and not being able to get back to sleep. And that's usually an energy problem, a overabundance of sugar in your diet. And that can be handled by reducing the amount of sugar you eat, and having a protein snack before you go to bed. Other than that, if you're having still trouble, try and find a physician or healthcare provider that knows what they're doing in this regard. And don't waste your time. Thank you, and have a great day.